and welcome back to my house. My living room, my kitchen's over there. This is the very table that my wife Ernestine and I use on the weekends to eat breakfast. I'm about to have some breakfast, lunch, and dinner from this guy across the table because we're about to turn this table into our debate desk, Mr. Sharpe, and we're about to do battle about Brady and Cowboys. And Todd Gurley just got cut by the Rams. Are you believing this? So, Mr. Sharpe,
Yep.
Are you ready for another road game in my house?
Another road game victory. Skip, I do very well in road games. Did you know 2 of the 3 AFC championship games that I won, I was on the road?
Really?
Yeah.
And I remember you got loose for that, what was it, 105-yard touchdown against the Raiders?
Yeah, so I'm thinking this is kind of like this one.
Really?
I'm a heavy underdog, but guess what? Somehow I'm going to find a way to win.
Well, you're about to be 2-2 in playoff road games. So let's get right to it.
Okay.
Best free agent pickup so far. You could argue DeAndre Hopkins goes to Arizona. You could argue Calais Campbell goes to the Ravens. You could even argue Stephon Diggs to the Buffalo Bills. I'm arguing it's Brady to the Bucs, and it's not even close. Adam Schefter today reported that an unexpected high number of players are reaching out to the Bucs because they want to play with Tom Brady. Several reports say that the Bucs were able to sign Tom Brady, the GOAT, for just under $30 million per year.
Yes.
What a bargain that is. So, do you think Brady was by far the most valuable pickup in free agency?
I think he's the biggest name pickup, but I do believe in 2 of the guys that you mentioned earlier. I think DeAndre Hopkins going to Arizona is huge for Kyler Murray because, Skip, if you believe that he's going to take, and you heard his head coach, Cliff Kingsbury, says, I'm looking for him to take the next jump as we saw Patrick Mahomes, we saw Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
Well, they've given him a weapon in which will allow him to take that jump. You look at what the Ravens, Skip, the thing is if you look at everybody thought, oh, the big domino, Tom Brady. Nobody geared up for Tom Brady. Nobody cared. They're going about their business. The Ravens went about their business. They say, we need run stoppers. We're not worried about where Tom Brady goes because we don't care. Skip, he's the biggest name, and he's not the only name. Skip, we've never seen quarterbacks be available like this on the free agent market, regardless of their age. Yeah, Tom Brady was available. Phillip Rivers became available. Now we see Cam, we see Jameis, Joe Flacco. Skip, we've never seen anything like this. But clearly, Tom Brady was the biggest biggest name in free agency. Skip, but he's not the same guy. He's not. I don't know. You want him to be. I think everybody wants him to be, Skip. But when I look at his numbers, Skip, Brady had the 4th worst completion of on-target throws. Not whether the ball was caught, whether the ball was catchable. Only Jameis Winston, Baker Mayfield, and Mason Rudolph was worse. He also led the league, Skip. Did you know this? In throwaways. Now, you hate guys that throw the football away. He led. He was 27th in completion percentage, 27th in yards per attempt, 19th in QBR. He's not the same guy. Now, he's going to a place that they have proven bona fide weapons. Godwin and Mike Evans, O.J. Howard. Pro Bowlers. Before he even set foot in there. It's not like Peyton. Peyton was going to Denver, and he turned Julius Thomas. He turned Eric Decker. He turned Demaryius Thomas into Pro Bowlers. These guys were that before he sets foot in Tampa. So I do not believe I believe he's the biggest name, but I don't believe he's the most valuable free agent signed to date.
Did Tom Brady have anything close to Godwin or Mike Evans last year in New England? Even you told me on yesterday's show that Bill Belichick, right before your very eyes, let the Patriots get old around Tom Brady.
Skip, he's been doing that.
Okay.
Have you noticed he's been letting them get old?
They weren't very good. Seriously, the supporting cast was the worst Brady has ever had. Did Brady get hurt last year? I know he had knick-knack, this and that, but he had an elbow that plagued him. Did he miss a game? No. Did you see a loss of arm strength? No, you did not. So what am I seeing? I'm seeing everybody wants to go play with him because they disagree with you, because they say, wait a second, this was my take, that it's like Michael Jordan at the end of his prime said, I'm going to play for the Tampa Bay Bucks. And obviously, Antonio Brown is the first name.
He's looking for a job.
Okay, but he's pledged allegiance to Tom Brady. Yeah. Again, there was some report, I think Ian Rappaport on NFL Network said, well, Bruce Arians didn't love coaching Antonio because he had him as a rookie and a second-year player in
maybe
Pittsburgh.
He saw more. Maybe he foretell of things to come.
Okay, but if Tom Brady tells Bruce, I can handle AB, I think there's some role for AB as a slot receiver in that offense. I don't know if there's enough footballs to go around.
Can you imagine AB just coming on the field for like second and third downs? Chris Godwin's on one side, Mike Evans on the other, and then he's standing on the sideline with his helmet on top of his head waiting to get the call to go into the game. Do you see that happening, Skip? And when is he going to be available?
If Tom Brady says so, yes, I do.
How about this?
I don't know if he'll ever get reinstated. He may have to miss a whole another year, so it could be a moot point.
Right.
But here's my point to you. Look, I love the move for Kyler, because I'm a big Kyler fan, of DeAndre Hopkins. Does he suddenly vault them into Super Bowl contention? You wouldn't say that.
Well, hey, I'm looking at Fox Bet. Fox Bet's got the over-under 9.5 games for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Tom Brady.
Okay, but
9.5.
But you told me yesterday, yeah, they're a playoff team. I said 12 wins.
No, I said 10-6, maybe 11-5, because if they were 8-8,
is that a playoff team? Let Tom Brady get in the Super Bowl tournament. I ain't betting against him, especially with those weapons.
Last year, and I won 5 cases.
Okay, are you betting against Brady?
Yep.
Really?
Super Bowl.
Wait, are you betting against them making the playoffs?
No. You said Super Bowl. You went all the way. You went past. You went past playoffs.
Okay,
you went Super Bowl.
I'll go out on a limb. I'll put my courage and my convictions right out in the middle of my breakfast table, here.
Hold on. But
I'll take 5 cases on Brady getting to the Super Bowl with this collection of talent.
Here's the dilemma that you're facing. Guess who also is in the NFC? Your Cowboys. So that means if the Cowboys...
I picked them last year. I'm not going to jinx them this year. So forget about that. Ooh. But I'm picking these guys because it's perfect. That's one reason Tom chose Tampa. The Super Bowl's in Tampa. No home team has ever made it to the Super Bowl. And all of a sudden Brady says, TB12 to TB is in Tampa Bay. That works, right?
That would definitely, if you can imagine Tom Brady enhancing Tom Brady, this would do it because he's doing something
so think about what you told me, say 11 wins. Mm-hmm. Do you realize they haven't even made the playoffs in Tampa since 2007? Right. So he's going to snap his fingers and instantly turn this woeful succaneer franchise into a playoff team. Right. Do you realize they haven't won a playoff game since they won the Super Bowl following the 2002 season? Think how long ago that was. 2002 season. Remember, they won that one 48-21 thanks to John Gruden, the new coach, but really thanks to all of Tony Dungy's talent.
That was Tom Brady's third year in the league.
Okay, third year in the league. But look, it's been 12 seasons since they even won a playoff game. And I'm looking at the years they've had. They've had a 2-14, a 3-13, a couple of 4-12s, a couple of 5-11s.
Yeah, they've been bad.
Okay, so all of a sudden Tom Brady's going to go like that? But you got to give it credit. Then he's by far the most valuable free agent.
Considering, Skip, that they haven't been to playoffs in such a long, long time, by just merely getting them into the playoffs would be a huge accomplishment. You mentioned they haven't been to the playoffs since 2007. They haven't won a playoff game since they won the Super Bowl 2002. So basically that was 2002 season. That was in January of 2003. So they haven't won a playoff game in such a long time. So merely getting them there is a tremendous accomplishment for Tom Brady. But that's not
maybe his greatest challenge ever.
That might be.
Right?
But Skip, like I said, when I look at what other teams have been able to do, it's surprising to me that so what? The Saints are just going away. Sean Payton and Drew Brees are like, well,
same division. Got to deal with them twice.
Yeah. Matt Ryan, they're going away. Julio, no.
Okay, so let's look at another big move. I love the move. Calais Campbell to the Ravens.
And Brockers. But
Calais, he's the perfect Raven pickup. He's 33, so age 34, 35 seasons. Mm-hmm. You watch, you'll have 2 great seasons because that's what the Ravens do. You finish your career, you won a Super Bowl.
I went there.
So the point is, that's the MO, the tradition there is come join us, give us a couple of great years, and we'll be good to go because we were on the verge last year with Lamar.
It happened with me, Rod Wilson, Anquan Bolden, some of the guys that go later in their
tradition.
career. They go there and they have unbelievable seasons.
Let's say the Ravens get to the Super Bowl next year, which I just might pick them to get to the Super Bowl. Will Calais be the reason they get to the Super Bowl? No. Because they're really good.
They're really
right?
good, yeah.
So I can't say Calais is the most valuable. So let's look at Stephon. He goes to Buffalo. Okay, they made the playoffs last year, And I could even argue against the move, even though it was John Brown as their number one, and,
Right.
and obviously my little guy, Measley Beasley,
Right.
Cole Beasley, as their number 2 in catches. Okay, so Stephon, they've created a culture there under Sean McDermott of all for one,
Right.
unity,
Right.
team first, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if Stephon fits there.
And most of the guys are cast-off, Skip. If you look at the guys, nobody
Yeah.
else wanted them.
Okay.
Measley Beasley, the Cowboys didn't want you. John
No.
Brown, Arizona, and the Ravens, they didn't want you. Stephon Diggs wanted to get paid. He was in a great situation playing indoors. It's going to be interesting to see, Skip. You know, playing indoors, 8-game home games, playing at Detroit. So you're playing 9 home games in a confined space. Now, Buffalo, you're outside. You know it gets very cold in Buffalo, New York, starting around middle of October.
Okay.
And then you got Foxborough where it gets cold, and you got the Jets where it gets cold. So you have to factor all those things in. So it's going to be very interesting to see. Their quarterback is not as accurate as Cousins. So it's going to be interesting to see all of a sudden you go a game. He thought he was having troubles last year, Skip, when he weren't getting passes his way. It's going to be interesting to see how he handles that situation.
So did the GOAT hit the open market and demand $40 million a year?
He wasn't going to get it.
He's under $30 million. Do you realize that's only the 7th highest average annual salary for a quarterback?
Can you believe
7th
Skip,
highest?
And guess what? Remember I told you at the end of the day there were 2 teams, the Chargers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I don't know that for a fact.
Everybody else said we good.
I think Tennessee wanted Tom Brady.
Tennessee said no, we got.
I think the Vegas Raiders wanted Tom Brady.
Skip, they gave Ryan.
He just told him right away, nope.
They gave Ryan Tannehill 62 fully million guaranteed.
Right.
Even if the sun doesn't come up tomorrow, Ryan Tannehill gonna get 62
Okay,
million.
I totally believe that Brady told them no quietly first, and they said, okay, plan B is Tannehill.
No, that was always plan A.
No,
Skip,
it wasn't.
no one was willing to uproot what could possibly be a 5-7 year window for 1, maybe 2 years max.
Okay.
Nobody was willing to do that.
So what did Brady do once again? He took a discount so that they could have more cap room to add the players who all want to come play with Tom Terrific.
But the question is,
Right?
Skip, how many of those guys have gotten opportunity to go elsewhere? Robbie Anderson is still on the market. Emmanuel Sanders is still on the market.
Okay, I don't think they need or want them. There could be a collection. They could have an avalanche of mid-level players who will just make them better and better on defense. Watch. Okay. I think you're going to see a parade of signings in Tampa.
But here's the thing, Skip.
We want to play with Tom.
Well, it depends on how much it is going to require to get those guys, because he just ate up half your cap. You had
not
60.
half the cap.
What, Skip,
just $30 million.
Yeah, you only had 60.
Okay, Russell Wilson makes 53 next year for just 1 year. Kirk Cousins is at 48.
Woo!
You know, Wentz 39.4. Tannehill, you said 35.7. Dak, my guy, is going to make. It's almost 32.
Yeah, Dak
as,
says no
as
go.
The tag quarterback.
No go.
Okay, but 32, he's going to make a couple of million more bucks than Tom Brady.
He says
like that?
He says I'm worth more.
Well, he is not.
Yes,
worth
he's
more.
worth more.
Is he going to turn my team into an instant Super Bowl team? I hope so, but I didn't see it last year. I
don't know.
saw 8-8.
He says I'm a little upset with how you guys are doing things, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to play for you.
Really?
Yeah, that's what
okay.
he said.
Well, I hope he at least shows up for game 1 because I'm still hanging in there with
But
it.
Skip, look, I'm going to give you a name value. Tom Brady is box office. We hadn't seen anything like this. But, Skip, it's hard for me to believe after what I saw last year. Now, he might just come out there with Godwin and Mike Evans and O.J. Howard and Brady just making plays out the yin-yang.
Night and day from what he had last year.
Skip,
And by the way, he did have a little slot receiver last year who was his number 1 target and his soulmate, little Julian Edelman,
Yes.
who was beat all to hell last
Yeah.
year, right?
Yes.
He had 5 things wrong with him. He led the league in drops, but he still, most targets went to Julian Edelman. So it was interesting. Deion Sanders tweeted today about how Brady needs Edelman because it's Michael Jordan with Scottie Pippen,
Right.
or it's peanut butter needing jelly,
Right.
said Deion, or it's iced tea needing sugar.
Right.
That you have to have Edelman and Brady in Tampa Bay.
Right.
And Edelman liked that tweet.
Right.
Okay, I got that. So could they get
Give us
Edelman?
a first rounder for it.
Okay, could they get him kind of on the cheap, maybe a first rounder?
You want him, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Maybe
Let's get
Belichick
ready.
could just cut him. I don't know.
when we look at Julian Edelman, Skip, over the last 7 years, no player has had more drops than Julian Edelman. Even if you factor in the 2017 season in which he missed, he still has more drops over the last 7 years than any player. Do you realize, Skip, there's only one time that he's finished outside of the top 10 since 2013 in drops? In 2014, he was second in drop. Guess what happened, Skip? They won the Super Bowl. In 2018, he finished seventh in drop. They won the Super Bowl. So all these years, he was leading the league in drops. It didn't affect Tom Brady. It wasn't until seemingly Tom stepped off a cliff, everybody started bringing up Julian Edelman.
He stepped off a cliff, says Shannon Sharpe.
Skip,
really?
All I can go by is what I see.
His receivers stepped off a cliff because at least he had Gronk in those years. Last year, he had the worst collection in productivity of tight ends in the whole National Football League. He had Benjamin Watson at age 39. He had Matt Lacoste, Ryan Izzo. Really? Seriously? It was garbage.
But see, the thing was, he threw for 505 and he didn't have Edelman. The greatest comeback in Super Bowl history, he did that without Rob Gronkowski. So we can see. The thing is that when he plays out, we don't mention the guys when he plays extremely well. We only mention the guys when he doesn't play well.
Okay, but I thought N'Keal Harry was going to save the day
He
as a
still
rookie.
might.
Well, he might.
For
in
Stidham.
two more years. Really, he'll be Stidham's soulmate.
He just might.
Okay, well, he missed the first 8 games, and then they threw him into the fire, and he mostly burned up in that fire, right? I didn't see a whole lot from N'Keal Harry last year. So who was it? Was it Mohamed Sanu, who Belichick went out and got, and even the great Shannon Sharpe in the Hall of Fame said bust, right? Said, I see no quickness, I see no separation.
For the simple fact, Atlanta traded him. If he was that good, they're not. Skip, you're not trading guys in the middle of the season if you think they can help you.
Okay, and Josh Gordon, who now says he still wants to play if he ever gets reinstated. For a while, he was pretty good for Brady, and then gone, right? And AB had a moment in the sun in Miami, and he was gone. He blew himself up with Robert Kraft, and he was out.
Yeah, we keep talking about Tampa, and you mentioned this yesterday and the last couple of days, that Tampa's offensive line was 10th in pass protection. The Patriots was 12th. There's not a big difference. The only difference is, now maybe the guys is going to heighten now that he has the guys outside, Godwin and Mike Evans, and he has those 2 tight ends. Maybe that's going to change some things. But there's not a whole lot of difference in pass protection between 10th and 12th. We're going to see. He has everything.
Missing his star center. I know he's not a Pro Bowler, but David Andrews was the guts of that offensive line, the general of that line, and he was gone all last year.
Skip, it seems to me what Coach Belichick has done, if you're getting on up there in age, they're not paying big money, and they're not going beyond 2 years. You look at what he did with Devin McCourty. You look at what they did. Jason McCourty, basically, they just picked up his option. It's for another year.
Okay.
But anybody that got multiple years, they got that from somewhere else. It seems to me, Skip, he's built. He's like, I'm gonna remake this team younger, and Fields comes out next year. Are they gonna be in position to get Trevor Lawrence? We don't know. But Coach Belichick. Don't bet against him. I ain't betting against him.
We're going to talk about him at length in just a little bit here. But my question to you is, who's going to sell more jerseys in his new home?
Oh, my God.
Wait. Could it be DeAndre Hopkins or Tom Brady? Help me out.
Skip.
Stephon or Tom Brady? Calais or Tom Brady?
Who do you think sold more jerseys last year, Kyler Murray or Larry Fitzgerald? Larry Fitzgerald's been there all those years. He's a staple in Arizona. Skip, everybody wants the quarterback's jersey.
Okay, but DeAndre, how many is he going to sell? Like 1/100th of Tom Brady's? I'm
probably,
talking about difference makers, but you just said he was the most valuable free agent.
I ain't sell a whole bunch of jerseys. I don't care about those jersey sales. I'm talking about on the field. His impact will be felt. Now, if Kyler Murray is what you said he is, DeAndre Hopkins is going to help him get to that point a lot sooner than he would have had he not.
He'll make a leap, and I told you the other day, I can see them edging into the back end of the playoffs. I can see them being the last one in at 10-6 and shocking their division.
Keep Tampa Bay out. Oh, now you're a Tampa Bay fan now.
Huh? Well, I'm a Brady fan.
Oh, so you got to follow Brady.
You're going to turn into a Tampa fan because next year on Undisputed, all we'll talk about is Tom Brady with that pirate on the side of his helmet. And I still can't get used to that, but right?
Yeah, I'm waiting on, as a matter of fact, Skip, I'm waiting on Derek Brooks and Sapp to blow my phone up.
Yep.
Since I guess everybody's waiting for him to actually sign because a lot of the fans says we don't want to jinx it. We want to make sure he gets his name on the contract first. How that happens, obviously, they're going to have to fax it or do something, email. But everybody's being very cautious because they're like, well, hold on. He hasn't signed yet. We're going to take the wait and see approach. And once he signs, I'm sure it's going to go bonkers in Tampa.
So yesterday, Shannon Sharpe was all in on Tom Brady to Tampa. Today, he says
No,
a little overrated.
No. I still believe they get 10. Fox bet, Skip, I'm normally right on. I went 10. They went 9.5. They went 9.5, Skip.
I'm going 12, and I'm going Super Bowl.
You always go.
And unfortunately for you, I'm going to have the last word on this.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.